back to another episode of this NBA history recreated simulated series. Um, yeah, last episode we had a new champion in the Miami Heat. Fantastic for them, but obviously it does mean yet another season where Michael Jordan hasn't won a title, and I'm starting to believe it's not going to happen. But we are only two episodes, including this episode, away from seeing who Kobe Bryant gets drafted to, which is very, very exciting. But anyway, let's just get straight into it. Let's actually have a look who is part of the 1995 draft prospects. And in it is Kevin Garnett and Stoudemire. Oh, no, that's not Stoudemire. I'm thinking of. Okay, realistically, yeah, Kevin Garnett is the one that I'm looking at and thinking, okay, I see you. But anyway, let's get into the regular season simulating, and then we can see. I'm going to say that I think David Robinson is going to win another MVP, which I believe would make it his third, possibly his fourth. I actually don't know. I know he's won two. But yeah, it's very, very interesting. One thing I've just realised is we're on the Trailblazers. We're looking at a record. They're 28-14. You can see that in the bottom left, which I've only just noticed, really. It's a thing, and I've done this for 10 episodes-ish. Something like that. But we are about to see the post-regular season awards and going into the playoffs, which is going to be interesting. And it is David Robinson yet again for the Miami Heat, the current champions. Glenn Robinson is the rookie of the year, not Jason Kidd. Alan Madsen wins sixth player for the Spurs. Interesting. Hakeem Olajuwon wins the defensive player. I'm not too surprised by that. Kevin Edwards for the Knicks, his most improved player, after someone left. Lee Oliver, who Orlando Magic coach. Ooh, that's the first interesting thing to note of this season. If we look at the All-NBA first team, we see that it is dominated by David Robinson, Michael Jordan, who is still 95 rated at 32 years of age, but he is coming to the end of his career. I don't know what I'm doing. Jason Kidd, 84 rated for the Milwaukee Bucks after one season. Is in the second team, which is fantastic. Shaquille O'Neal is now 91 rated after just 3 seasons in the league. Truly spectacular. Patrick Ewing is in the third team along with Grant Hill, who, that was his rookie season. And all defensive, Michael Jordan, Jason Kidd, Scottie Pippen, who is now 93 rated for the Hornets, and the Hakeem is 94 rated. But Michael is still 95, and he's still averaging about the same during the regular season, but I think he's saving himself for playoff. We know that he's a playoff player, as well as being the greatest of all time in real life, but in the simulation, he's not the greatest of all time. So it is a shame. But anyway, let's actually look at the standings first, and we are going to look at the Western again, and it of course is going to be the Minnesota Timberwolves leading the way. They're realistically the only good team in this side. But Shaquille O'Neal, second seed in the Western, which is very good. The Clippers in there. Lakers still can't do it, but they are getting closer to potentially getting the likes of Kobe Bryant in their team. But there's nothing really too much to say. The Blazers did actually have a very good season. And they don't have the worst team, but it's definitely the best. But the Timberwolves do have a very good team. They've got Gary Payton, they've got Sean Kemp, John Stockton's in there as well. They've got a very good bench as well, which is always nice. But anyway, let's go to Eastern, and we do actually see Orlando Magic as the first seed, even though they got the same record as the Charlotte Hornets in 75-7. 74-8, only one loss difference between these top three teams. They are all amazing. Miami Heat have a very good team, but they've got 2 90-plus players, and the other three are so close to 90. It's unbelievable. Even their sixth man and seventh man, Chris Mullin and Sean Elliott, are very close. They have an incredible team for their whole squad, but Isaiah Thomas still 93 rated. Dumas, 4 out of their 5 are incredible, but even Karl Malone is so close to 90, and the bench is sick. Like, even Smits, who is only 28, he's getting better and better as well. So I wouldn't put it past them winning again. But Orlando Magic getting first seed, despite the fact out of the three teams we've just seen, probably do have the worst, because they only have 2 players over 90 rated in Michael and Patrick, but they do have 2 players that are very close to 90. And Larry Bird is still Larry Bird. He's still an exceptional player at the age of 38, I believe. And they do have some good players to come off the bench, including Steve Smith as well. So anyone's guess for the playoffs, but let's have a look at the individual standings. And because there's 3 or 4 very good teams, it's hard for them to actually have a standout player. That's why we see Glenn Robinson, who's not in one of his top teams. He's probably carrying his team up the divisions and trying to into the playoff. Same with Shaquille O'Neal. The reason why he's that's minutes. The reason why he's averaging well is because he is the standout player in his team. So he is going to stand out. But Ewing and Jordan both in there for the Magic is very good. Got Kemp in there for the Timberwolves, who are obviously a very good team as well. And you have to go down even further to see the likes of Olajuwon, who got 17 points. Mullin got about the same for the Heat. Jason Kidd in his first season with the Bucks. First season, yeah, I did check that, but yeah, it's very interesting. It is very interesting. And to be fair, I want to show you something else. If we go into roster and we go to all players, this is how dominated the top teams are to the rest of the league. The Heat, Magic, Hornets, Heat, Hornets, Timberwolves. So there's 4 teams. Kings, fair play to Shaq, he's brilliant. But Hornets, Magic, Pacers, fair, morning. Kemp, obviously, in Timberwolves. A lot of, especially the Hornets, but David Robinson is the best player in the league right now. 3 years younger as well as Van Michael. But yeah, very, 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 it's going to be very interesting. But Orlando, as you see it, do have, by the time Orlando get to the finals of the Eastern, one of either the Heat or Charlotte are out of the way. Whereas if, Orlando tried to win last year, it would have been a lot more difficult because they had to knock out Charlotte Hornets and then the Heat. So it is very interesting. But Magic against MJ against the Bulls is going to be interesting. But Pistons are out, Trailblazers are out, Pacers out, Bulls are out as expected, 3-0 in that one. So it is going to be Orlando versus Philadelphia, and it is Charlotte Hornets versus Miami Heat. So one top team, either the 5-time champions or the most recent champions, are going to be out. Okay, Utah Jazz are out, 76ers out, Clippers are out, and it looks like Miami Heat 4-0'd Charlotte Hornets. What the fuck? Who did it for the Heat? Just incredible team spirit that is. How close were them actually? Game 1, 6 points, 10 points, 17 points, which was David Robinson just doing bits. Then it's, you know what, he actually just bossed that series. But Minnesota are going to be against Sacramento Kings, so Shaq is in the finals of the in the conference finals. But we are going to simulate through game, and the first game goes to the Magic in the Eastern. But Miami hit back. 2-1 Magic. 3-1 Magic. Sacramento Kings are out, but it's 3-2. Oh, it's 3-3. Orlando Magic have made it to the NBA Finals, and they will play against the Minnesota Timberwolves. This is the first appearance Michael Jordan is in the finals. We are going to look at that, and we're going to have a look at what happened to Ewing. Michael only put up 8 points. 4 shots from 17. But Magic still won. Game 2, Michael came back with 28 points. Game 3, which Orlando won. Yeah, no, Orlando did win. And Ewing and Michael 35 in Game 4 to make it 3-1. Then Game 5, Michael put up only 16, and that's when the Heat came back. Then the Heat came back by 2 points in Game 6 to set up a nervy last game, thanks to Sean Elliott. Then Game 7, it was won by 11 points, and Ewing... to be fair, Ewing has been the MVP so far in this playoffs. And MJ only put out, but I do want to also see in the 4-0 how MJ did in that. 22 points, 20 points. It was a bit too easy for them, in all honesty. Michael hasn't really done much in this playoff run. I won't lie. 26 points. It's not great stuff for Michael. Patrick Ewing is doing it, but we are going to simcast all of the games because this is Michael's first appearance in the finals. We're just going to simulate, and we're going to, you know what? We will do it on fastest because obviously it's not going to mean anything right now. Orlando Magic are leading the way in game number 1. Magic take it by 48 points. 48 points. Patrick Ewing putting up 29. McKay putting up 25. And Michael only putting up 21, but he did get 10 assists in that game. And Anderson put up 10 assists as well with 20 points. That's a huge, huge game 1. Right. Game number 2. What we're saying, it looks like at the moment it's quite even. Magic are doing well. They are the home team right now, so they are going to go 2-0 up here, and they won by 11 points. And this time Michael Jordan put up 36. It's starting to peak at the right time. 2-0 up in the series. They need 2 more wins against the Timberwolves, but they are going to be away in this next game. But we are going to simulate, and we are going to see what happens. Magic have taken the first and the second quarter. It looks like it's going to be Magic 3-0 up, and if we go to the teams, Michael only put up 14 points, but Ewing wants this championship as well. Ewing hasn't won a championship to my knowledge either. And we are going to go to Simcast for game number 4. Is it going to be a whitewash, and is Michael about to win his first NBA title? It looks like it's going to be Timberwolves. Yeah, I'm going to say it's going to be... Oh, God! Holy. 38 seconds on the board, 6 points up for Magic. We're going to jump in for the first time and watch Michael Jordan. And we are going to side.
There's 38 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Oh, Michael has now just been fouled. I'm going to change camera. And we are going to... I want to have it on like... You know what? Courtside.
So they choose to intentionally foul. Percy Hawkins.
I was thinking about like there's no colour to these jerseys, but no, it is black versus white. Oh no, Michael's not going to go to the line. There's not long left in this game, but I feel like there's going to be a few fouls and stoppages.
35 seconds left.
Yeah. Wolves are going to be doing everything. They got to last year's final, obviously. Ron Harper.
Boy, you get so much game from a guy like Ron Harper. Passing, scoring, defending, rebounding. He really is a guy who can do everything for his team.
Now here's Stockton.
That's a brilliant interception. Here comes Michael.
About 3 seconds.
Here comes Michael. Passes back to Willis.
Harper up top. Bird outside. Shot clock at
Here's
6.
Michael
From deep.
from deep. Oh, Michael's not the greatest from the 3-point line, so that kind of makes sense. But it is about to be over. Michael Jordan is an NBA champion.
NBA championship.
I tell you what, there's a lot in being the first seed in the division, and it was even between them and the Hornets.
Crowned a champion on the road.
Michael Jordan is an NBA champion finally in his career in 1995? 95.
Everything that this great arena holds.
Patrick Ewing, also NBA champion, who was drafted a year later than Michael because he spent an extra year at college, I believe. But there is Michael. He has finally got his wish.
Don't get to celebrate in front of their home fans. That does not take anything away from the satisfaction.
Yeah, it doesn't matter where you win it. You don't have to be at home to win it. You just have to win it.
Of the Larry O'Brien Trophy.
Is it going to be Michael who is going to lift the trophy? Surely, right? It could be Ewing, actually. It could actually be Ewing. Let's have a look. It is going to be Michael. Yes. There it is. He's finally an NBA champion. Yes, Michael Jordan. The GOAT. The absolute GOAT. I'm absolutely delighted for him. We're going to look at the box score to see who was the best player. It was actually Larry Bird, who is like 38 years old, who finally gets another championship. But Michael putting up 20 points, scoring 9 from 12. That's not bad at all. But Orlando Magic, he finally wins the championship. And it is actually Michael Jordan who actually gets the finals MVP. He did play very well in fairness, but so did Ewing. No disrespect whatsoever for that. But if we I didn't actually mean to do that, but it's alright, we can still view nav. Okay. How on earth is Larry Bird not retiring? That's mad. But anyway, things I want to look at. League history. NBA records. Oh, no, not NBA records. I take that back. It's actually NBA history. Past champions. Michael Jordan is the champion, finally. We have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 10, 11 seasons. But it's actually... Am I right in saying that it's Michael's 10th year in the NBA? I think so. And he's finally got himself the much deserved. It is deserved. It's nice to see the Magic win, especially beating. They beat the Heat brilliantly. They beat the Timberwolves brilliantly. They didn't play against the Hornets because the Hornets just floundered this season, unfortunately. But anyway, let's go into the draft lottery. Who's going to get Kevin Garnett? That is the one that is the only really one that I look at and think, wow. Knicks do get second pick, but Suns look like they're probably going to get Kevin Garnett. But we are going to go into the NBA draft and see who gets Garnett. I'm going to say the Suns are... They'd be stupid not to, really, wouldn't they? Yeah, the Suns got him. But Stackhouse, who's 20 years old, 79 rated, that's not too bad. I'm surprised they didn't go to Toscano, but look at the head shape difference. I don't know what I'm making. Bo Humphries. But yeah, we're going to see who's free agent this year. That's another thing that we need to look at. Doherty, yet again, looks like he could be on. Is it unrestricted? We've got Wendell Howard, who is restricted, so he's probably going to stay. But we've got some good players in the league. Chris Mullin, yet again, probably is going to leave. Same with Karl Malone, Ron Harper. Not the biggest names this time around. John Stockton, he's 33 now, so he's just moving around every year, it seems. Charles Oakley looks like he's going to be leaving. He looks like he should be a lot older than 31, let's be honest. Kenny the Jet Smith, 30 years old, A4 rating, unrestricted. 2 offers for Doherty. The Heat and the Hornets. No Magic. No Magic. What about offers? The Hornets. The Hornets want Mullen back. So that's pretty interesting. But anyway, Let's go down to that and let's see where people go, if at all, anywhere. I have a feeling they're just going to stay where they are. I think a lot of players are just happy where they are right now. So, Divac has gone to the Raptors. Oh, he's only 84-80. I thought he was a bit better than that by now. But to be fair, the Raptors have a nice little team. Have they just been formed? I think they've just been formed, actually. Who? I don't know who they were before. Karl Malone has gone to the Champions. Oh, he might have just re-signed. I think he might have re-signed, in fairness. Kevin Johnson as well has gone to the Raptors. Anyone? Did the Hornets re-sign? I don't know, actually. They didn't re-sign Mullen. Is it Mullen? I can't remember. I can't remember. I'm cooked. Interesting. Right, we'll advance. But next episode, for the 1996 draft class, a certain Kobe Bryant is in. But anyway, guys, that's going to wrap up today's episode. If you guys have enjoyed, be sure to leave a like. But until next time, goodbye.